Well, hello, fellow traveler. What? Why? You look shocked. Yes, the exile is out of the man cave. It might be surprising, but you know the exile is deliberately taking himself out of a comfort zone. Now let's see what we have here. Oh, yeah, the light's so dim you really can't see much. But I am walking in a it's kind of a weird hybrid of bicycle trail and nature preserve where I live. And the cool part is that it's a little slice of nature right in the middle of the city, and it definitely enjoyable in spots because you're away from the road noise and the traffic hazard. So I decided, I need to get out of the man cave. Now, I did pay a visit to my cover artist and her husband, who is a computer networking guru, self-taught. So we're gradually moving towards consensus on me learning new skills, which is always a good thing. Because remember, if you're not pushing forward, you are being pushed back. And that's why I'm doing this. It's a leap, but if you're not pushing yourself, you don't know what you're capable of. It's like the Superman movie Man of Steel, which I love. It's a little intense sometimes, but it's on my watch anytime list. Not only for its incredibly cool depiction of Kryptonian technology, that's like a perfect description of what is known as gray goo nanotechnology. But notice the next time you watch that, you'll notice how everything, in the set design, it just flows. Your eye doesn't catch on anything and really linger. It's just incredible. And you think about, potential. As I mentioned in my previous video, in the book they talked about the incredible physical hardship that Kryptonians overcame. And then you add the yellow sun radiation on that. In the comics, geez, Superman is like something else. There's some version of him like in the year 1 million. I guess in some version he died and they shot his casket into the sun, and he kind of baked in the sun for a while until he was recharged and he woke up. And it's like the ultimate expression of him is a being who's like pure gold in appearance. It's like crazy. But, I was thinking about this, and I ended up leaving my laptop over at my friend's house, and I was going to do another instructional video, but then it's not here. And then this thought kind of came into my head that I needed to take a walk, and then it's like, well, I need to share. And I'm sharing with you because, I roughly know what time it is, but it doesn't matter, because when you're a man going your own way, you set your own schedule. You don't have nobody telling you when you can do something or when you can't do something. And that's the major reason why I'm out here right now, just because I can. As the man said back in the day, carpe diem. What are you waiting for? Tomorrow is not guaranteed. The rest of today is not guaranteed. So what are you waiting for? Celestial visitation to part the Red Sea in front of you? Really? Does it have to be that deep? I've had inspiration in the weirdest places, and one comes to mind. Let's see now. Excuse me. I was living in Wyoming, and I was in the electricians union at the time, which was a pretty good gig. You had health insurance, which was pretty damn good as long as you were working steady. If you were doing 40 hours a week, you had health insurance basically, and there was not a lot of bullshit. Unemployment was cool too, because all I had to do was show my layoff slip and my union dues receipt. If I was already in the system on an active claim, they're like, bam, you're good. Rubber stamp, bing bang boom, you're out of there. So I could work for a while. I get laid off. I go to the office. Hey, we're good. And they counted calling the hall to check on jobs as your job search. There was like a 12-week window where you could do that. Afterwards, you had to follow the normal procedures, but it was like usually you could get a job before then, so it was like zero stress. And every once in a while, I get lucky and work at the Dave Johnston power plant, coal-fired power plant built in the 50s. And I got to collect per diem because I was working away from the union hall, but I was like 10 minutes from the house. So it was nice. Now, I tell you, it's a hazard to being old and trying to freeform. I have no idea where I was going with that story. So let us continue to march. Yes. Remember, gentlemen, you do have freedom, but with freedom comes responsibility. Especially with the young folks that I interact with on Facebook, I feel a lot of weight because they don't have quality role models. They have role models, but dubious value. These poor kids are directionless, and that's why this is a worthy task. I mean, it's a nice hobby to keep an old man occupied, and if I actually do help people, that's even better. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff you can think about if you take a moment to stop and get away from the chaos induced by television, radio, video games, Facebook, it has been such a blessing to me that things lined up the way they did, that I was able to deprogram myself and then have the red pill knowledge flood my brain at just the right time. It's like karma has helped make me the more complete person I am now. And karma demands that I share with you. It's certainly not easy. You bare your soul, even to yourself, there is anxiety. But karma compels me to do this. For you few people who subscribe to me, it is worth the internal turmoil and pushing myself beyond limits and, taking that step out in the darkness. Even though the light's with you, but you can only see a step or two into that gloom and you go anyway. There's just nothing quite like it to go beyond what you thought was a rigid stop line and find there's a whole another world, a whole nother universe, another manifestation of the multiverse that you didn't even know was there. That's why I'm doing this, gentlemen and occasional ladies. That's why it's worth it. Because I don't want to ascend to the next level alone. I mean, I'm walking this path by myself to find myself. But, let me see now. How am I going to phrase this? I think Steve Harvey described it pretty well in his stand-up. Excuse me. He said that one of the old Negro spirituals was, when I get to heaven, I'm going to walk around. And, excuse me. And Steve says, well, you got to walk around because there's going to be a lot of open space. Now, if you done fucked up and gone to hell, it's going to be crowded as a motherfucker there. And he said people will still be trying to party. But, why do you want to, increase your own consciousness level and not be able to share it with anyone else? What's the fun in that? I mean, there's no need to be selfish. If you have been spiritually fulfilled by some practice or some principle, why would you not want to share? And yes, the act of psychological nudity and forcing yourself into hardcore evaluation, it's not easy. I mean, I'll bet I've had more than one person who's listened to some of the Exiles raving say, what the fuck, man? We need to... Okay, I tell you what. You distract him. I'll slip up behind him and I'll stick him with the needle. We'll fill him full of Thorazine and we'll have him on a drip. And in the coat with the extra long sleeves and in lockdown, he won't be a threat to anybody. No, I'm cool, really. Okay. So as I said, folks, you need to do this every once in a while. You've got to put it all away and go without just for a moment. As I've said before, I have that mindful meditation practice where I deliberately stop thinking about anything and just kind of put my brain in neutral. I know that you tell people about this and they give you this look. It's like, what? Yeah, and the ex-wife. I happen to be relaxing and my brain had like slipped into neutral. And the ex-wife walks in to the room where I am and she says, "What are you thinking about?" I said, "Not a thing." Immediate nasty reaction. You're a liar. No one can think about just nothing. I'm like, wow. I mean, it wasn't like, is it? It wasn't like, really? Tell me how you do that. Or, wow. Or even, wow, are you kidding me? It was instant, oh, hell no, you a lying motherfucker. I was like, man. I didn't know how bad the delusion ran in that one. That was just another example, that I didn't fully correlate at the time. But, live and learn. Because it's like Robert Heinlein's character Lazarus Long says in Time Enough for Love, you live and learn, or you don't live long. And, no, that's okay. I could say lots more if I went in a direction that, the one little voice is telling me to, but that's okay. So, folks, tell you, the path of one who has embarked on a course of solitude and reflection is not easy. It is easy if you're not paying attention to slip into a mode of laziness where you're not doing anything but you think you are. Yeah, that's not a good look. But I know this entire video has been more or less a rambling, incoherent mess, but I wanted to do it because what else? Man of Steel. Hey, I remembered the whole point of referencing that. After Cal has this encounter with Jor-El's AI presence and gets the suit, he says, Jor-El says, yeah, you're bona fide, because you're all grown up and you have grown more powerful than I imagined. And how powerful we don't know. The only way you will know is to keep testing your limits. Yeah, it's the only way. And the only way we are all going to ascend to the next level is if more people do this. You have to push yourself to open those areas within your mind that you have access to, but you haven't tapped yet. You have to push yourself. Otherwise, what's the point of living? It's like I said in my other video, I'm not comparing myself to anyone else. I just want to be better tomorrow than I am today. All right. So, folks, the exile is back home and he's done ranting. Thank you so much for putting up with me. And remember, I still say some of the best days of your life haven't happened yet.